Hey guys, Adam Hart here. To get health back, quickly hit or kill enemies right after taking damage. When you take damage, your health will go white, which is called contested health. This slowly goes down over time to a red bar, which will be your new health amount. If you hit enemies during when it's white, you can get your health back. Hitting enemies with melee or bullets would get your health back, and killing them gets even more health back. So you don't necessarily have to kill them to get your health back, just hitting them would do that, but of course killing them will get more health back. If you get an enemy weak, they'll glow red, which means you can execute them. Now that's important because executing enemies will refill one of your armor bars, which is below your big red health bar. So when you guys take damage, your armor gets depleted first, then your health. Executing enemies is the fastest way to get your health back. In addition to that, you refill one of your armor bars. So executing is the best thing you could possibly do. It just has to happen when your health is contested, so when it's white. Now if you're too late and you execute an enemy after your contested health is over, meaning the white bar went away and it shows your new red health amount, you won't get any health back, but you can still refill one of your armor bars. I'm sure some of you are wondering, how do I get my health all the way back up to full? For that you need stims, which are scattered throughout a level, and they can be next to ammo stashes or on side paths to take you away from the main story path and levels. The ability that you start off with in the game also helps you regenerate health, and if you're low on health, focus on getting executions to get your armor bars up, which is your first defense against taking damage before your red bar takes damage. Now a huge tip I have for you guys to make it easier to get executions, you want to do perfect dodges. If you time your dodge perfectly against a blue or red attack, you'll actually earn a gun strike. A gun strike is a bullseye that shows up on an enemy, and then press R2 on PlayStation or right trigger on Xbox, and you'll enter an animation where you pull your pistol out and shoot them. After you do a perfect dodge, wait a moment and it'll show up. If it doesn't, it means you dodged too early or late. Gun strikes do a ton of damage, and then you can either execute them or sometimes perform 2 gun strikes back to back if the enemy is weak enough. When I was low on health, I always preferred perfect dodging instead of pressing L1 to parry a blue circle, because once you enter the gun strike animation, you're immune to taking all damage, just like when you perform an execution. And this saved me a lot of times from taking damage while doing lots of damage to the enemy. Another tip to make it easier to get your health back is to target the big enemies first, because when they die, all the little ones around them disappear. Shoot them from a distance to open them up for an execution. If they're not glowing red yet and they're close to you, either melee or do a perfect dodge for a gun strike and then execute them to get your armor back. Then your armor will keep you alive while you wait for your special ability to come back, or stims. There's also something called a guardian relic that allows you to revive yourself. Now that I didn't find very often, but they are around some levels. Another important thing to know is when you're on harder difficulties, it's actually incredibly hard to get your health back. The windows seem shorter to save your health when it's contested health. I don't think you earn as much health back as well, and it's easy to get lit up by enemies shooting you, especially the green spores. My friend and I were really confused why we weren't gaining health back on the harder difficulties, and it was driving us nuts, but we actually were gaining some back. It was just a lot less than we thought. Other times we weren't fast enough to gain any back. So you're not doing anything wrong on the harder difficulties. The health system is just meant to be really tough. To summarize this video for you, get health back by hitting or killing enemies, even more if you do executions, which also gives you armor, and you unlock executions easier by perfect dodging, which gives you a gun strike. And gun strikes do tons of damage to the enemies, getting you closer to executions. If you guys enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe for more, I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Melted his body on top of the terminal.